When you are living in a shelter, a car, or a sober living facility, your entire focus shrinks to getting through the next 24 hours. The rest of the world keeps moving, but your life feels paused in a state of pure day-to-day survival. Breaking out of that cycle requires a high-paying job, but securing that kind of job usually requires specialized training, and training requires two things you don't have: spare time and spare money. But consider how government funding actually works. Look at the specific criteria used by local agencies. Could your current living situation be the actual mechanism that funds your way out? In many cases, lacking a permanent address flags you as a high-priority candidate for local agencies. Being in transitional housing significantly increases the probability that you will qualify for thousands of dollars in government career grants. Living in these temporary setups provides the highest financial leverage to secure a debt-free education. This period is a window where you have maximum priority for public training funds. The mechanism behind this is the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA. This is a massive pool of federal money designed specifically to train workers for in-demand careers. To access these funds, you need to know who holds the checkbook. Training providers like Minnesota Trade Careers, or MNTC, do not hand out this money. Your local county workforce solutions office controls the distribution. When you apply, the county evaluates your employment barriers. Having a temporary or unstable housing situation is a primary reason they approve your training grant. Once approved, the money flows directly from the county to a vetted training provider to cover your tuition. Traditional 2- or 4-year colleges rarely work for people in temporary housing. You can't manage daily commutes, rigid class schedules, and multi-year commitments when you aren't sure where you'll be sleeping next month. That is where MNTC's training model comes in. It is completely remote and asynchronous, meaning you can complete your coursework directly from a shelter bed or sober living rec room. Understanding the county's criteria changes how you approach the application. You aren't waiting for a change in circumstances. You are applying as a high-priority candidate because of them. The next step is directing that funding toward an industry that actually pays well. MNTC focuses on the HVAC and appliance repair trades. This is a document from the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development detailing career search results for HVAC mechanics. Looking at the wages table here, the median hourly wage for these installers in Minnesota is $36.07 an hour. Panning down to the demand section of this datasheet, the numbers show high current demand. There are over 1,100 job openings projected this year alone, and an 8.1% growth rate expected over the next decade. Beyond the pay, these industries offer a cultural advantage. Commercial service and construction companies are highly pragmatic. They forgive long resume gaps and hire justice-impacted individuals. MNTC prepares you for these roles efficiently. The program requires just 10 to 12 hours a week and is entirely online. It even includes virtual reality headsets so you can get hands-on, simulated experience without ever stepping foot in a physical lab. Pairing a flexible, low-hour training program with a high-paying, forgiving industry creates a highly effective, practical route out of poverty. The months you spend waiting for a permanent housing voucher or graduating from a sober living program are entirely sufficient to build a new career. This graphic details MNTC's speed-to-market metrics. It shows that in just 9 to 11 weeks, you can graduate from the program and enter the workforce with a starting wage of $25 or more per hour. This slide outlines the exact credentials included in the training. You walk away with your federally mandated EPA 608 Universal License, your OSHA 10 Safety Certificate, and your NATE Ready Academy certification. You are legally credentialed and employable on day one. To close the gap between training and getting a paycheck, MNTC guarantees post-course interviews. They connect graduates directly with local hiring partners who are actively looking for credentialed technicians. Navigating county grants and government bureaucracy is intimidating, especially when you are already dealing with housing stress. But you do not have to map out the application process on your own. Book a free call with an MNTC YOA specialist today. They will look at your current housing situation and help guide you through the exact steps needed to secure county funding. You don't need a permanent address to start building a permanent, stable life. You just need to leverage the temporary time and resources available to you right now.